So now we're in Naruto Part 2.
Yes.
Which is like a time skip, so now all the characters look different. Everyone's a little bit older.
Yep. 3 years.
Yep.
And,
so the 12-year-olds are now...
15, 16.
They're like, 15 and 16. What happens? Everyone, like, Naruto meets everybody again after coming home.
Yeah, so basically what I like here is Naruto comes in, meets some people, doesn't recognize some people.
Somehow.
My favorite part is when he sees Hinata for the first time in 3 years.
Oh, I forgot.
And her boobs have grown. They have gotten larger by a considerable amount. And she sees them. She's like, "Oh man, what do I do? I say hi to him. What do I do?" And he sneaks up on her.
She has not grown as a person.
No. Personality wise, still the same. Boobs a lot bigger. So, oh man, what do I do?
They're not done either.
You know what? Oh no, I'll go say hi to him. And he sneaks up on her, and he's like, "Hey, I need you, like now." And she faints, and then she wakes up under a tree. And he's like, "Hey, like, I need your help. Like, you need to come with me. Like, I need you." She, like, looks at him and then faints again. And he goes, "Well, screw you." And he just leaves. And he gives up on that.
What do you need her for?
That's when, like, Sai got introduced. And they're like, "All right, he's going to be the new member of Team 7. He's going to replace Sasuke." And he goes, "No." No, that doesn't work on me. Okay. And so he was trying to find someone else.
Okay, well, so the arc now is Gaara, who is now a good guy, is now like the Hokage, not the the Kazekage at the other village. He's like 15, and he's like the president basically. He's like the emperor is a more accurate term.
It's like that movie when the kid becomes the president.
Kid president.
Yeah, and that's what
it is. Yep. Except he's possessed by a demon. I don't have that much to say about this arc,
not
except
really.
For what does happen is Sakura versus Sasori.
Mm-hmm. And they tried to show some development.
Yes, they tried to make Sakura, like, relevant again.
If she ever was.
And it almost worked. Like,
almost.
She was fighting a bad guy, and she wins the fight. But essentially, she had someone's help.
She had a help of a 100-year-old woman.
Yes, a 100-year-old woman was pretty much doing most of it. Plus, the bad guy kind of killed himself.
Yeah. He was, like, wanting to die.
Yeah, but...
He was very suicidal.
I'll give her some credit, though. That was, like, the biggest thing she ever did in the whole series was fight this guy.
And that was, like, supposed to be, like, her, like, coming of age.
Yeah.
It didn't really work.
And she's about to leave age, so... Might Guy and his team fight a clone of Kisame, and they are, like, taken to the limit by, like, his 60% clone.
I think another good thing about that is they ended up fighting like clones of themselves.
Yes, tell me about this part.
So like
for like training, or was it training? Or
no, it wasn't training. So like
it was like his technique.
Yeah. So while Gaara was like trapped, there was like a seal, and like once they removed all 3 of the seals, like something came up to where like they had to fight a clone of themselves.
Yeah.
So, it was like Rock Lee versus Rock Lee, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It was, 10-10 versus 10-10.
Yeah, why wouldn't you trade off, first of all?
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, they were all, like, separate.
Yeah,
they were far away from each other.
Okay.
But it was, they were all fighting themselves, and the best matchup was 10-10 versus 10-10.
Yeah.
Cause, that was her best fight. Yeah. It was against herself.
The only person she ever beat was herself.
Yeah. So there was that.
Essentially, they take the demon out of Gaara, and the story is that once the demon is removed, you die. Yeah. So he dies. But then,
the 100-year-old woman knew a jutsu
that brings people back to life.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
She basically exchanged her life for his.
Which, I mean, she's 100 years old.
I mean,
so
I guess she was ready.
She was ready. Yeah.
she lived a full life.
Yeah. Up next is when the arc where they go into Orochimaru's base to find Sasuke. This is where we meet Sai, and he's super lame.
He's the worst, one of the worst characters.
His defining character trait is that he does not have a personality, and that's not a joke. That's true.
That's literally what it is.
And we also get introduced to Yamato, who is replacing Kakashi, who is like Kakashi but less cool.
Yeah.
And not interesting.
He can do wood style.
Yes, which is actually the ultimate jutsu style, is wood style.
It's like the most powerful thing there is.
Yes, so he's like the only Allegedly, he's the only guy alive who can do wood-style jutsu.
That's what they claimed.
Yeah. They end that team with Sai and Yamato, Sakura and Naruto. They fight Orochimaru some, like Naruto. It's like established that like Naruto's like losing control of the tailed beast.
Yeah.
And
he's like relying on its power too much.
yes, so like sometimes it takes over.
Yeah.
But they fight with him for a while. Eventually, they get into Orochimaru's lair, which, if you were watching the filler episodes, I imagine this was a pretty big moment for you when they finally found it.
Yeah. I was like, good God, it's about time. Jesus.
What really interests me about this part, and we're flying through this a lot faster than before, but what interested me about this part was Sai's character arc is completed in the same like arc that he's introduced in. His character is introduced and finished like in the same arc. So like if you thought this guy was useless before, imagine him after he's already done as a character.
Yeah. Naruto's like, man, I hate you. And then by then he's like, you know what? You're not so bad.
Yeah, he's like, he learned something about himself and he no longer has to develop as a character.
And Sai's like, you know what? You guys are my friends.
Yep. Yeah, so that's the end of Sai, even though he keeps showing up.
Yeah. So they get into the lair.
Yes.
And they find Sasuke for the first time in 3 years.
Yes.
And Naruto's like, you're coming back with us, baby. And he's like, I don't think so. and he just destroys all of them.
Is this when the debut of Sasuke's cowboy music comes in?
No, not yet.
Okay, we'll wait then.
Yeah.
Tell me when that happens. I don't want to miss that.
Yeah, I'll tell you when that one happens.
Yeah, so like all four of them, including the adult, who can do the wood style, the ultimate jutsu, are all defeated by Sasuke using the Chidori.
And like 3 hits maximum.
Yeah, thanks Kakashi for teaching him that, because that's like the basis of his offense now.
Even like Naruto even tried to like use the 9-tailed powers.
Yeah.
And then Sasuke just went inside his mind and stopped that from happening.
Yes. At this point, Sasuke is permanently overpowered.
Yeah.
And he's only going to get more and more powerful.
Yep.
That's pretty much the end of that arc, is them failing to get Sasuke back.
Yep.
After that is the arc with Hidan and Kakuzu, which doesn't have much impact on the story, but I actually enjoyed this one a lot.
I did too. I thought it was cool.
I kind of thought it was a return to form with like 2 fun villains. This is where Naruto learns the Rasen Shuriken.
Yes.
Which is kind of a fun and also ridiculous sequence. So like, I have a lot to say about this part.
I like the build. I like how he learned it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Kakashi is like teaching him about jutsus and stuff, and like, cause Naruto wants to develop his own signature jutsu. So we're really late into the series at this point. And Kakashi, it's just now being explained to Naruto, both Naruto and the audience, that there are different nature releases, like different styles, like wood style, fire style, water style.
And like only certain people can do certain ones.
Yes, like that was a
rule. Well, at least that's what they claim.
Yeah, this series has been going on for years and years, and this rule just now came up, is that everyone can only do one style.
At this point, the series is like 10 years old.
Yeah, and so now this has been happening the whole time, is everyone has a style. Naruto learns his style is wind. And he sets out to learn the Rasen Shuriken, like also, the wind Rasengan.
Another point I wanted to say about that
is
Kakashi was talking to him about his shadow clones.
Yes.
And he goes, oh, I don't know if you knew this, but everything your shadow clones do, you actually learn that.
Yeah, like all the memories of the shadow clones are returned to you when the clones dissipate.
Which is another thing that is just established. Like, nobody knew that until he said that.
Yeah. And even Naruto's like, what, they do? Yeah, he's like, I never noticed.
Why am I just learning that now?
So he makes like, in order to develop an all new technique, instead of doing it the lame way, he just makes 100 clones and they just brute force it like overnight.
Yeah. Repetitive nonsense.
Yeah. It's just like, it's 100 people working on one thing, but they all share the same mind, basically. So he learns it overnight.
But it doesn't really make, because like if the same people are making the same mistakes, wouldn't you just like learn the same thing?
Well, like if you get to make your mistakes and learn from them 100 times faster, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
And what's also great about the universe is really falling apart at this point.
Yes, it is.
It's established when Naruto learns the Rasen Shuriken is that, okay, you have this ultimate move, but you can only do it once. If you do it another time, your arm will be destroyed.
Yeah.
A little bit later.
Because it destroys your opponent on a cellular level.
Yeah, whatever that means. And the first time he uses it against an enemy, he uses it 3 times in a row and is fine.
Yep.
And from that point forward, the limitation is never brought up again.
Nope.
This is also the arc where So the plot's really getting weak at this point.
Yes,
the storytelling's getting bad. So Asuma, the character who was mentioned, we mentioned him a couple times.
Yes.
He's actually given some development. Just so he can die shortly afterwards.
Yep.
So that happens.
Yeah. And Kurenai, the lady that tried to put Itachi under a genjutsu, is pregnant with his child when he dies.
Yes.
So, they just added that in there for extra for an extra punch in the gut.
When Asuma dies, and it's a good moment, but it's not really, you can tell they're grasping when they're introducing rules just to break them after, stuff like that. But when Asuma dies, he tells Shikamaru, his student, take care of, my son for me when he's born. He essentially asks his son to, marry his wife.
Basically.
Is how I read it.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
The way I read it was that Shikamaru is going to marry this woman eventually.
Well, he didn't end up doing that.
Yeah, he did not, but it was kind of,
he probably had sex
strange.
with her a couple times.
He must have.
There's no way he didn't.
Yeah, and by the way, I wrote this down. I'm glad I wrote this down. So we just established the rule: 1 nature transformation per person. The villain in this arc uses all nature transformation. He uses all 5.
Because he has 5 hearts.
Yes. So let's establish a rule so we can immediately break it. That's how you know you're a master storyteller.
Yep.
So we're really starting to fall apart here.
Yeah.
We're not off the rails yet. Yeah. We're just
that's how it is.
Yeah, we're just loosening the brakes and stuff, and we're unscrewing a few screws. Once we're off the rails.
Yeah, it's a little bumpy right now, but it's
a bumpy ride.
Yeah, we're getting through it.
I really liked these villains though. I thought they were a lot of fun.
I did too.
I did like this arc a lot. I liked Hidan a lot because it was return to form where the villain has has certain rules and this is how he fights and you have to figure out how to beat him.
And he was immortal.
Yes, he's immortal. He's completely immortal.
Cannot die. Except if he just doesn't eat.
Yeah.
It's the only way he can die.
The way he's defeated is his body's exploded and only a chunk of his head is left and it gets buried underground and he's I'll chew my way out of the dirt and come find you. Which is kind of cool.
It's so silly, but that's what he said. Yeah. It's so funny. He's you think this is gonna hold me? I'll bite my way through these rocks.
Yeah. So that's what happened there. The next...
It's actually kind of terrifying.
Yeah, no, it's pretty hard. I mean... Because he's immortal, he has all the time he needs. The next arc is the Itachi Pursuit arc, which I wouldn't be surprised if you forgot this even happened.
Is this when Sasuke fought Itachi?
No. So here's the play-by-play.
Oh.
This is Sasuke kills Orochimaru.
Yes.
And that's kind of fun because Sasuke...
This is when he gets his cowboy music.
Okay. How does it go? Oh yeah. So he kills Orochimaru, and then Orochimaru says I'm not actually dead, and his snake form comes out.
It's so bad.
So he's I'm gonna finally absorb you, Sasuke. This was my plan all along. So Orochimaru goes to absorb Sasuke, and then Sasuke's willpower or something causes it so that Orochimaru is absorbed into Sasuke. Mm-hmm. And that's what happens there. Mm-hmm. Not really clear, but
I guess Orochimaru was sick and dying.
Yeah.
So he was he was super weak. So Sasuke just basically overpowered him.
He basically reversed it.
Yeah. He's overpowered him.
Yeah.
And then
down.
Yeah. And Sasuke went and got his own little cowboys.
Yeah.
He picked up 3 cowboys.
Yeah. This is when he picks up his 3 friends. Mm-hmm. The only thing I have to say about these guys is that none of them had character arcs. Or none of their character arcs were resolved anyway. No. They were introduced. They all got good introductions, and then that was it.
I think you have to watch Boruto.
Yeah, I guess you have to watch Boruto. Her character is that she loves Sasuke, by the way.
Yeah. A recurring theme with female characters.
Yeah.
Their characters they just love male protagonists.
Yes, and Suigetsu's character is that he has a water bottle. He likes to drink water.
And he has to drink water to stay alive.
Yeah. What else happened? This is where we saw
Jugo.
Yeah.
He is a bipolar man.
Yes.
He's literally just bipolar.
That's who he is. He's made out of wood or something.
Yeah, something like that. He was something like that.
This is also where we reveal that Kabuto, the character who will never die, is back. And he's absorbed Orochimaru and now he's a snake man.
Yes, he is.
And he's back. And then he just leaves.
Yep.
And then this is also where Sasuke fights Didiara, which is a really good fight. It's another good part of the series. The good parts are few and far between, but they're still happening.
They're still there.
I don't have anything cool to say about this, but it was a good part. Like,
nah, this led into him versus Itachi, right?
Later, pretty soon.
Okay.
Don't get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Itachi.
Sakura, why would you do this to me? Or something like that. Why won't you just let me be?
Naruto. Why don't you let me do me?
Oh, man.
Next up is...
We'll get to that shortly.
Next up is Jiraiya's moment. And going into the Rain Village, and having his little encounter with Pain.
Oh, that happened before Sasuke fought Itachi?
Allegedly. Let's just say that it did.
Please.
Let's just pretend that it did.
Please. I'll get Skylar to fact check that.
Yeah, Skylar fact checks that. I don't know if you noticed this, but my biggest takeaway from this arc was the Land of Rain where this took place.
Yeah.
That place looked awesome.
It did. It probably looked it was flooded.
Yeah, it looked really cool though. It was like Ghost in the Shell. It was one of the big strengths of Naruto is the environment design, which we don't see a lot of. Like the Hidden Leaf Village looks really cool. It's really unique.
It does, yeah.
And it always looks awesome. Like it's got like a cool mix of traditional Japanese and like future and like modern technology.
Yes.
It looks really cool. And the Land of Rain, which we only see a little bit.
No, it does look
really cool.
Yeah, it does.
It looks like some like cyberpunk stuff, like with Japanese in it. But and then Jiraiya has his encounter with Pain.
And, man, this really upset me because Jiraiya never really fully he was never fully developed. A lot of people were just, like, given all these hacks, and they're just like, alright, well, these are the main guys now. And Jiraiya never got his, like, due.
Yes. We know that Jiraiya is really strong, but, like, he never got any, like, X factor.
Yeah.
Other than, like, he's just really powerful.
Yeah. So, like, he fought Pain, and, like, we got to see, like, the first glimpse of what, like, Sage Mode is.
Yeah.
And, like,
which is when two frogs sit on your shoulder.
He turned into a frog man.
Yeah.
And then the mom and paw frogs.
Yeah, two, like, old man and lady frogs are sitting on his shoulders and, like, bickering and commenting.
Yeah. But, you know, Pain is, like, the most hacked character in the whole series.
He is.
And so, like, Jiraiya gets killed.
Pain has 7 bodies, and each of them has, like, a superpower.
Yeah.
He's completely overpowered. He's hacks.
And he's got an eyeball jutsu.
Yes.
Just like the Sharingan and the Byakugan.
Yes, that's actually really strong.
Yeah. It's actually the strongest.
Yeah. And all 7 of them share a field of vision. Which is the weakest part about them, surprisingly. What are some of their moves? Like, what are some of the moves? One of them is just, like, create a giant meteor that destroys the world.
Yeah, one of them can absorb all types of jutsu.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what it is, it can absorb it.
One of them, I don't know if this is the move, but he's a robot that shoots missiles.
Yes, one of them is like just a robot.
He's just a robot that shoots missiles.
Yeah, he shoots missiles and like bombs and stuff. One of them is just like a master of summoning giant animals.
One of them, he like summons like the devil.
Yeah.
Who will like consume people's souls or something.
Yeah, if they're like lying.
Yes.
It's like the ultimate lie detector.
Yes,
basically.
like he'll like summon like Satan and he'll interrogate you, and if you tell a lie, then he'll eat your soul.
Yeah. One of them just like is a big old magnet.
Yeah.
He'll just push you like away. And yeah, so like Jiraiya gets killed by Pain.
Overpowered a little bit.
Yeah.
Jiraiya dying is sad, but it's also one of the best, like, genuine.
It is.
It's the only death that matters, essentially.
Yeah, it sucks that it had to happen.
Yeah.
But it is literally the only death that, like, truly actually matters.
Yeah, that actually feels like a loved character has just died.
Yeah. Because essentially, he's the only person that died that didn't come back.
Yeah.
Which we will get to.
That's literally true.
Which we will get to.
Yep. This is also the first time it comes out that Naruto is a child of destiny, which is going to become a theme very quickly.
Yes.
And it's going to become a little more than just destiny.
Yeah.
So the intimate story of the rascal kid who nobody liked is long gone at this point.
Yeah. Like the feisty underdog who like will never give up.
Yes.
Is slowly becoming John Cena.
That's the perfect way to put it. Sasuke is Roman Reigns, and Naruto is John Cena, essentially.
So,
okay, the next arc is Sasuke versus Itachi.
Do you have anything to say about the Naruto and Pain?
What?
Is Naruto in pain next?
No, it's not next.
Okay.
It's Sasuke's and Itachi's next. Idiot. I'm doing some hip hop here.
Mama.
Itachi.
What was that one? A trap? Like, it was like... That's a good one.
Alright, so Sasuke versus Itachi.
Yes.
They fight.
And Itachi is dying.
Itachi is like barely standing.
He's like sick.
Yeah.
And because he uses his Sharingan too much.
Yeah.
So he's like dying.
And he still gives Sasuke a run for his money.
Yeah. He basically let Sasuke kill him.
Yeah.
So Sasuke finally gets his revenge.
Yeah, this is where Susanoo is revealed.
Yes.
Because the Sharingan didn't quite have enough powers. So you also get to just have like a mecha suit.
Mm-hmm. Just, yeah, it's a big old, it's a Gundam.
Yes, it's a Gundam.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You get a Gundam for having this eyeball.
Yeah. So he's got a Gundam protecting him.
A great part in this fight, my favorite part, one of the best parts of the series for me was, like, Itachi is on the ropes, he's about to die, they're fighting.
Yep.
And then Orochimaru just, like, flies out of Sasuke's body. He's like, I've been lying in wait this entire time.
That part's so stupid.
Like, I've been waiting for this moment. I will kill you, Itachi.
Sasuke's like, oh man, like, my shoulder hurts. And it's like, oh, it just like shoots out of his shoulder or whatever.
Orochimaru just flies out of his body.
And he's like,
I will finish you off.
He's like, I'm free.
I've been lying in wait. And then Itachi kills him in one hit.
Yeah, he's just like, you're mine. And just stabs him, like, with a sword.
Yeah.
And then absorbs him.
And, like, traps his soul. So, Orochimaru is dead.
Allegedly.
Again.
Allegedly.
He's like, I'm coming for you. Yeah. He's like just a little snake head.
He's like so like excited.
Yeah.
He's like, finally, all my long years of waiting, like, I've got you. And then just.
Okay.
That's so funny. Yeah. Then Itachi dies.
Yep.
And then Sasuke's like, all right, I've fulfilled my revenge. I'm going to go back.
Yep. And that's when he meets Toby, who tells him, like, now hold on.
Yeah. Now wait just a moment. No, wait just a minute.
Yeah, just a minute.
So Toby tells Sasuke that basically Itachi was a good guy the whole time.
Yes.
And was just looking out for him.
Which somehow angers Sasuke.
Yeah. He basically said, like, he did it. Everything Itachi did was for the Leaf Village and was to protect Sasuke.
Yes, and this makes Sasuke angry.
And Sasuke's like, he just gets mad. He's like, I'm gonna destroy the Leaf Village.
And then it goes, do.
You have to put that song in there.
Yeah, somewhere. I will. We also get the little scene with Jiraiya's code message.
Yes. So before Jiraiya died, he figured out, like, who exactly Pain was, and he wrote it on the old frog man.
Just, like, carved it into his bag.
Yeah, just carved it into his bag, and he's like, take this to the Leaf Village, and they'll figure it out.
Yeah. And they did not for a while.
No, they didn't. They didn't figure it out at all. Yeah. they just, like, so happened to, like...
It's a bunch of numbers and letters.
Yeah.
And then, for some reason... Like, I think it was Kakashi got the idea. I was like, does this have anything to do with Tsunade's boobs?
Yeah, he goes, like, one of the things was, like, 106.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, I remember, Jiraiya told me about that. What was it? And then, like,
he has a flashback.
It's a flashback, and Jiraiya's like...
It's like Jiraiya's last scene.
Yeah, he's like, 106. Kakashi's like, huh?
Yeah.
And then Tsunade walks by,
and her boobs are just bouncing all over the place.
And he goes he's definitely 106 centimeters across.
And it just goes, as it fades back in.
He goes, maybe that's not what it's about.
It was not.
Yeah. One of the rare good moments in the later half of the series. He's just standing
like
there
106.
He's like got his arms crossed. Yeah. He's like leaning up against the tree.
Yeah.
He's like got this serious face. He's like, 106.
It's like boing, 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 boing.
They're like, it's cartoonish. It's like, might as well be knocking her like in the face. Just like giving herself a black eye.
It just fades back in. It's like, nah, maybe not.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I don't think so. And they're like, Kakashi, do you like have any information?
Like,
he goes, nope.
No.
Nope, nothing here.
They do decipher the code later, but, And then also the last thing in this arc was Naruto undergoes sage training.
Yes, he does.
And the important thing about sage training is there are a lot of rules which are immediately disregarded the first time he uses them.
There are a lot of rules that don't matter.
That do not apply in any... Only when you're training is when the rules apply. Yep. Once you master it, no restrictions.
Yeah, you can throw that out the window. The thing with the Rasen Shuriken, like, it destroys his arm, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't...
Allegedly.
It only destroys his arm when he's not in sage mode.
Yeah.
So if he uses it while he's in sage mode, he's fine.
Yeah.
So that throws that out the window, so he can just spam that as many times as he wants.
Alright, up next is the Pain Saga.
Yes.
I say saga, but really the only plot point is Pain attacks, and then they fight back.
Yeah.
But it's the Pain arc. It's very long.
Yeah. This is probably the best arc in Shippuden, though. I would say. What would you say would be the best arc?
I don't like it that much. I think my favorite arc in Shippuden is the Hidan and Kakuzu.
Okay.
But there's no real stakes or anything.
Right.
This is definitely like the last hurrah of Naruto.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's not the end.
Maybe it should have been. Yeah. Who knows? We'll find out shortly.
But before Pain comes, actually, I think it's part of this arc technically. Sasuke's team versus Killer Bee. This is awesome.
It is. Killer Bee is amazing.
Yes. So Sasuke is Roman Reigns. Mm-hmm. He's so overpowered. And then this Killer Bee shows up. How would you describe Killer Bee?
Just in the literal sense, he's the only black man yes. Up until this point.
He is the first black man in Naruto.
Yeah.
And he raps while he fights.
Yeah.
And that sounds lame, and it's awesome.
It's really good.
And he annihilates Sasuke.
He does.
And it's awesome.
He annihilates all four of them.
At once.
Yeah, just like without any difficulty.
It's so cool. And he's just rapping while he does it.
He's just like, yo, yo, yo.
Yeah. Suigetsu is like using his sword.
It's Roman Reigns versus OG Mike.
Yes, it is.
That's who it is.
OG Mike would destroy Roman Reigns. Suigetsu's like, I'll hit him with my ultimate sword, and he just like karate chops his sword in half. He starts like juggling knives for no reason. Yeah. I don't know why. He never does that again.
No.
So he's destroying everyone. Like Sasuke like hits some like really good move or something. He's like, oh, thank God, he's finally down. And Sasuke turns around and he gets clotheslined.
Yeah, he just eats a lariat right to the throat.
A literal like clothesline infused with electric energy.
It's so good.
It's just awesome to see Sasuke get wrecked.
Hey, cause that like rarely happens.
Yeah, this is the only time it's gonna happen.
Yeah, so like that happens.
Yeah, so Killer Bee is just rapping and just beating up Sasuke.
And then like he turns into like his demon.
Yes, he is a demon man too. There's a lot of demon form men.
Yeah.
There's 9.
Yeah. So he turns into his demon.
Who like he's cool with his demon too.
Yeah, like he's like they're like best friends.
Yeah, and they rap together.
And Sasuke's like crap.
Yeah, oh no.
Like we're gonna die here. So he engulfs him with the black flames.
He uses his hacks. That's his only way out.
Yeah, he hits him with the black flames, and then they take Killer Bee away.
Yeah, well, like Killer Bee like escapes.
Yeah.
Like he like tricks him, but like that's the end of the fight. Unfortunately, I would have been fine with Killer Bee killing Sasuke, and that's the end of the series.
Yeah, me too. Actually,
that would have been pretty cool.
Because like Sasuke just came into his home turf.
Yeah,
and he's like,
yeah, they came to capture Killer Bee.
They're like,
Killer Bee to nope.
Yeah, they're like, come quietly and we won't hurt you that bad. And he's like,
yo.
He's like, yo.
Like, fools, you fools.
You fools. He's like, I'm gonna smack you down.
In the manga, when you read manga online, it's all fan translations, like unofficial Japanese translations into English.
Yeah.
So people will interpret things differently. So like the official translation, they chose to do fools ya fools, but like other people decided to translate that different ways. So like Naruto has a speech pattern. I don't know what it is, but they translated it to believe it in English.
Yeah.
And so like, and different translators choose different things to like try to get that point across. And for Killer Bee in English, they do fools ya fools. And the translation I was reading, he just called people motherfuckers.
That's awesome.
So he's just going around calling people motherfuckers nonstop.
Because he says fools, you fools a lot.
Yeah.
He says, it's like, no, you motherfucker.
It's awesome. It's so cool. It just makes him even better.
I never knew that. That's really funny.
So that's that. And then Pain attacks the village.
Oh, man. Yep. So Pain attacks, destroys literally everyone. He
kills everyone.
Yeah.
The village becomes a crater.
Yeah. So, like, Naruto's away because he's doing his sage training.
Yeah.
And so Pain is just beating up everybody in the village. Even Tsunade. He's just beating up everybody. And then he just flies above the city.
Tsunade,
yeah. Especially Tsunade.
Yeah.
Flies above the city and he goes, "You will know pain."
Yes.
And he just goes, almighty push.
Yes.
And then just literally destroys the whole village.
Yes. Shinra Tensei. There's nothing left.
Yeah. It's just a huge, I can't describe how big the crater is.
Yes.
It's just like
the city became a crater.
Yeah.
There's not even debris left.
No.
It's just flat.
As big as the city was, that's how big the crater was.
Do you have anything to say about Choji's moment? I know you love Choji.
I hate Choji so freaking much.
So, like, Choji's, like, dad is fighting one of the Pains, and Choji joins the fight. It's like, "I'll help you, Dad."
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, Dad, don't do it. I'm gonna help you." And Choji's dad's like, "Get out of here, you fat idiot. Like, you can't do anything." And he's, "No, I'm gonna help you." And then Kakashi comes and he's like, "No, seriously, get the heck out of here. Like, you're worthless." And then
it's like, "Oh."
Yeah. So then, like, Choji's dad, like, dies allegedly. And, like, Kakashi gets trapped under a debris.
I mean, they played off that Kakashi dies too.
Yeah. So, like, Kakashi gets, like, all his arms are trapped and everything. Like, he can't move. And Choji's, like, got this vital information of how to stop this, like, this path of pain.
Right, Kakashi told him, like, this is the secret to pain. You have to tell everyone.
And, like, so Choji's dad's not dead. He's just, like, knocked out.
Yeah.
And Choji's like, "Dad, no, what am I supposed to do? I can't go on."
Yeah.
And Kakashi's like, "Fatso, listen to me. You have to go tell Tsunade about this.
This is very important.
Or we're all going to die."
Oh.
He's like, "I can't do it." He's like, seriously, like,
Kakashi's like pinned under a boulder.
like,
"For the love of God, I just got stabbed by a missile."
He's like, "Please, I'm begging you, just go." He goes, "Fine, I'll go, but my dad." He goes, "If you don't go, your dad's sacrifice will be worth nothing." And he goes, "Oh, well, okay." And then he just takes his fat dad and to his fat self and they leave. And then Kakashi dies.
Yep, allegedly.
Well, he legit dies.
Yeah, he does die.
Yeah, he legit dies.
Yeah. So it ends up that Naruto, he comes back. He finishes his sage training and comes back. Like, he didn't okay.
One more thing before Naruto comes back. Sakura.
Okay.
You know, the strong character that she is.
Yeah.
She sees the whole village be destroyed. And she just goes, "Naruto, where the F are you?" Like, come back.
Naruto!
It's like, "Naruto, please, come back." And then he comes back and then he does all the work.
They come, like, Naruto didn't know that the village was destroyed, so they come back like... They come back so like, true. "We came to the wrong spot."
He goes, "Where are we?" Yeah. This isn't a leaf village. There's nothing here.
It's just a desert.
And then, like, the lady frog comes up, the old lady frog, and she's like, "Well, actually, this is the village." And he's like, "Oh my god."
So he fights Pain.
And he does some work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kills a couple of them in one hit.
Yeah.
Because, like, he's John Cena. He is officially John Cena.
He killed, like, the robot Pain in one hit.
Yes.
With the Rasengan.
Yes.
And I was like, oh,
which is
dang.
my favorite Pain.
And it's like, oh, dang, like, Naruto's about to go off. Like, this is gonna be cool. And, like, Naruto showed off, like, his skill and everything like that.
He got his shine in.
Yeah. And then the main Pain comes along.
Yeah.
And he goes, "All right, that's enough of this." And then just puts Naruto in the dirt.
Yeah. And this is when Hinata has her moment. Hinata's biggest character moment is her getting beat up. Again.
Oh my god. So, like, so Pain traps Naruto with these, like, chakra rods.
With these big, like goth piercings.
Yeah, so, like, he stabs Naruto, like 7 times. Yeah, like, through his body. Like, his body is, like, pierced with these rods and he can't move at all. Naruto's like, "I'm gonna kill you." And Pain's is like, "Well, that's not really gonna fix anything." That's just...
good luck.
Yeah, he's just like, "Yeah, we'll just, we'll start this whole thing. Like, it'll just be a cycle." And then Hinata comes. She's like, "No." And she's like, "That doesn't work on me." And she fights Pain. and immediately just gets mollywopped.
Yeah, the heir to the ultimate, the strongest clan, the heir, can't do anything.
So, like, Naruto's like, Hinata, why are you doing this? Like, you're gonna lose. Like, you're gonna die. And she's like, I don't care. I'm gonna fight because I love you and I'm gonna protect you. And Naruto I guess he just ignores that. He just pretended he didn't hear that.
Yeah, like, he just forgets.
Because it doesn't get brought up until, like, the last movie.
Until, like, years later.
Yeah, so, like, she clear as day tells him, like, I love you, I always will, and I'll always, fight to protect you.
Naruto was, like, looking at butterflies and
then, like, Naruto's just, like, looking at her mouth agape. It's just like, what? And then she fights him.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that part. She said that again, and she just gets beat up.
She gets beat up, and then, like, it looks like Pain kills her.
Yeah.
Like, at first, like, you're like, alright, she's dead.
Yeah.
And then Naruto just, like, lets loose.
Yeah, that buys Naruto time to, like, get up.
Yeah, so, like,
and fight back.
It's like Naruto, like, fully unleashes, like, the nine-tailed fox.
Yes.
Like, the demon fox. Like, more so than he's ever done before.
Oh, yeah, and this is, when that happens, like, Naruto loses control in his own mind dimension now. And, that's when he meets, his dad, like the force ghost of his dad.
Yeah, he meets, which is the fourth Hokage.
Yes, this is a really good moment.
This is. And, like, so, like, the person he's always looked up to ends up being his dad.
Yes. And the strongest ninja who ever lived, allegedly.
Like, yeah, at this time, still, is, like, the strongest ninja. So, the fourth Hokage is, like, talking to me. He's like, it's great to see you, son.
Even though I'm dead.
And the first thing Naruto does is punches him in the gut. Yeah. And he goes, why the hell did you die? And, like, leave me all alone. Yeah. He's like, what the heck, man?
Yeah. But that's a really good moment. It's like, I don't have that much to say about it, but it's like, it's really touching. Like, it really brings you back to Naruto, the character, being good, which he's not going to be he hasn't been for a little bit, and he's going to stop being.
Yeah, enjoy that little bit while it lasts.
Yeah. Being reminded that Naruto is a character every now and then.
Like, for me, I know exactly when the series became crap. And
just tell me what happens.
When we get there, I'll tell you. Okay. For me, anyway.
So that happens. They have a really nice moment, and then Naruto regains control. They fight Pain, and Naruto eventually defeats Pain.
Yes. So he defeats Pain.
I don't remember where exactly this happens, but Sakura heals Hinata.
Yep.
For some reason, they said this gratuitous shot of Hinata getting healed with her, like, vest open, and she just has her huge yams just flopping around.
Timmy's out for the whole world to see.
And she's wearing a nice mesh shirt.
Yeah.
But they're really trying to push this. Hinata is the new girl character that the audience is supposed to like, and the way they do that is by making her breasts very large. And
worked for me.
I don't think it worked. It didn't really work, so they just kept making them larger and larger as the series progressed.
Until it worked.
Until it worked, yeah. They made it work.
Yeah, they made it work.
So Naruto goes off to face the Pain, like, puppeteer, like the guy who's controlling them.
The real, like, true Pain.
The big Pain.
The big guy.
Who was like a weird, like, robot man thing.
He was like, hooked up to, like, a machine.
Yeah, he's on life support. And we have a flashback of his whole story. Do you have anything to say about that? It was like, he was one of Jiraiya's students, though. Yes. That was kind of cool.
Yeah. It's like, you feel for him.
Yeah, it was a good story.
Like, you're like, oh man, like, maybe his way of thinking isn't so flawed.
Yeah, like, you could see how he came to be how he was.
Yeah, like, it made sense. You know, like, a lot of bad guys are just like, alright, they're just bad because they're bad. He had a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a reason.
Yeah.
And it wasn't necessarily that he was bad, because, like, I mean, I guess every bad guy thinks they're doing right in their own mind, but...
He was dealt a really bad hand.
Yeah.
And he was doing what he felt was right. And, like, he was kind of like a counterpart to Naruto in a way. And, but Naruto used talk no jutsu on him.
So he talk no jutsu'd him, and then Pain revived every single person in the village that died.
Apparently one of the techniques of the Rinnegan is you can just bring hundreds of people back to life.
Possibly thousands. Like, it was a whole village.
Yeah. And then after that happens, Naruto goes back to the village, and he's essentially the Hokage from this point forward.
Pretty much.
Everyone loves him now. Like, he did what he set out to do. Like, everyone loves him. Everyone acknowledges him, and he's essentially the strongest ninja in the village.
One of the parts I love about this is, he comes back, everyone's cheering for him, like, oh yeah, Naruto, boo, boo, boo. Ino was just like, wow, I can see myself falling for him. And Shikamaru was like, what? Like, are you serious? You always called him a loser. Like, are you like, for real? Yeah. It's just like, man, he's kind of dreamy, isn't he?
That's brutal.
Shikamaru was just like, what the hell? Like, are you kidding me? It's so funny.
Yeah, so everyone in the village loves him now. Naruto has accomplished all of his goals other than awarding the title of Hokage, but he's clearly stronger than Tsunade at this point.
Clearly.
Tsunade was useless.
Yeah, everyone's celebrating, throwing him up in the air. Sakura comes up to him. Goes, hey, Sakura, are you okay? Like, are you hurt at all? And she just punches him right in the head.
Yeah. And Naruto dies.
Yeah. And then she, like, hugs him and stuff like that. And Hinata's just, like, looking in the background.
Yeah, she's just like, wait, did you hear me before?
Like, did you hear what I said I loved you? Like,
and he did not.
He just, like, ignored that.
I don't know if I think he, like, high fives her later or something.
Maybe. I don't even think he said thank you.
And, that's the end of the Naruto show. That's the end of the series.
Yep.
They could have ended it there. Like, they really could have. There's nothing left to wrap up. I guess Sasuke. Well, Killer Bee could have killed Sasuke.
I mean, Killer Bee killed Sasuke.
That's the canon ending. Killer Bee killed Sasuke. Naruto wins.
So, after this is the 5 Kage Summit.
This 5 Kage Summit is not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Like, you could have ended the series right there, but the 5 Kage Summit is totally fine.
Yep.
Then it's really bad.
We're getting close to where things get out of hand.
The wheels are loose. We're destroying some of the tracks. Mm-hmm. We're about to uninstall the brakes.
Yeah.
And we're going to go off the rails pretty soon.
Yep.
But first, it's the 5 Kage Summit.
So let's get through this real quick.
My first point of the 5 Kage Summit, all the Kages are meeting. Mm-hmm. Gaara is 15 years old. He does not belong at this table.
Not really.
He is a child.
Everyone is at least like 40 years old.
Yes.
And he is 15.
So that's kind of weird.
So basically, they have this 5 Kage Summit because Killer Bee is allegedly stolen the Raikage, which is the leader of the Lightning Town. He was like, hey, that's my brother. Like, we need to take care of this Sasuke kid because he's a rogue ninja.
Yeah, they basically are like, we need to fight Sasuke. We need to beat all the villains who are left.
Yeah. Killer Bee is like the biggest asset to like the Lightning Village.
He's essentially like one of the strongest guys in the world.
He's like a nuke.
Yeah.
It's like if someone stole it.
That's a good way to put it. He's like the nuclear bomb, and he's fallen into the wrong hands.
Yeah. So, they have this conference or whatever, talking about Sasuke. Tsunade is out of commission.
Right.
Because, like, Pain beat her up so bad. So, there's an interim Hokage. Danzo. When
they're at this meeting, Danzo has a Sharingan. And this marks this marks the point where every villain has a Sharingan. Mm-hmm. Danzo has the ability to just control people's minds and get away with it.
Yep. So he controls this, like, the overseer of the whole summit was a samurai. Like, the samurais are like Switzerland. Samurais are like Switzerland. They're neutral. The samurai man's like, hey, I think Danzo would be perfect to, like, head this search for Sasuke and bring the rest of the evil villains down.
Essentially, like, we should all form, like, a big team, and he should be in charge.
Yeah. And then somebody was like, hey,
wait a second.
He's controlling his mind.
Yeah. And what's crazy, I think they say that this mind control technique can only be used, like, once every 10 years or something.
Something like that, yeah.
It's a really specific thing to make this guy be evil.
Yeah. So, anywho, like,
this causes chaos.
Yeah, this causes
Then
chaos.
Sasuke shows up.
So Sasuke shows up and he's trying to kill Danzo because Danzo, like,
he's from the Leaf.
He's from the Leaf, and he, like, kind of set up Itachi or whatever. Yeah. So he's like, I'm gonna kill Danzo.
So it's like all the Kages versus Sasuke's team.
And Sasuke, literally, it's pretty much Sasuke versus all the Kages.
And he's like,
and he holds his own.
Yeah, he doesn't beat him, but he's pretty much holding his ground.
Yeah, which is something that probably shouldn't happen.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't lose.
He doesn't lose, no.
At one point, he uses the black fire on the Raikage. Mm-hmm. The fire that will never burn out. And the Raikage just cuts his own arm off.
Which was awesome.
Which, it was kind of weird, though, because, like, we just met this guy, like, a minute ago. Yeah. And he just makes this big sacrifice.
And he just, like, I don't even know if you can call it a sacrifice. He just cut his arm off like it was nothing.
And it never, he cut it off like it was butter. And, like, it never impedes him at all. No. Like, he's still, like, the best fighter in the world.
And he gave Sasuke a Liger Bomb.
Yes, he did. He gave him a Liger Bomb and a clothesline. Yeah. His, like, special move is him and Killer Bee do a double clothesline, and it decapitates people.
Beheads people.
That's real.
So, basically, Sasuke works his way to Danzo. Danzo and Sasuke fight.
Danzo's technique we have to talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about Danzo's technique.
The way Danzo's secret move is, he has a...
So before we get into that, so before Danzo and Sasuke fight, Toby comes by.
Yes.
And it's revealed that Toby is actually Madara Uchiha.
Allegedly.
And this man is like over 100 years old, blah, blah, blah. He's like...
Yeah, like, how can this happen?
The baddest man to have ever lived.
Yeah.
he declares war on all the ninja nations.
Which you can't do because you're just one person.
So throughout the whole series, he's been gathering these demons.
Yes.
So he can create the ultimate demon.
Yes.
And he's like, I declare war on the shinobi world.
Apparently that's how it works. You just declare it.
And it's the fourth great ninja world.
Yes.
War.
World War IV.
World War IV.
Yep.
Now, some people would say this is where the series went downhill. Not yet for me.
Okay.
Not yet, and I'll tell you exactly where.
There's still a little bit more
Yeah.
until the war starts.
But we can get back
anyway.
into the Sasuke Danzo fight.
So Danzo's hack is that he can just rewrite reality.
With he has an arm and it's full of Sharingan.
Yes, it's just full of eyeballs, and it costs one eyeball to do this technique.
Mm-hmm.
But he can just rewrite reality so that if he dies, he can just rewrite it so that he did not die, that he never got stabbed.
Yeah.
Basically, he can turn real things into illusions.
Yeah.
So if he gets stabbed, then he'll turn the knife into an illusion. He'll turn the wound into an illusion.
So he uses all of his eyeballs on the Sasuke fight.
Yes, he uses them all up too.
So, like,
he's
been gathering these eyeballs his whole life.
Yeah.
And he uses them all up in one fight.
yeah.
So
Because that's how outclassed he is. Because he just keeps dying over and over again.
Oh, it's so
This is one of the stupidest and craziest techniques ever, too. But there's one even crazier one later. But
So Sasuke ends up killing Danzo.
yeah, he uses them all up.
Which is like the interim Hokage. So
Yeah.
like Sasuke's like the most wanted man in the entire world right now.
Yes.
Oh, also, after he kills Danzo, he goes and he like turns his back on one of his teammates, the girl. What's her name?
Karen,
Karen or whatever.
He doesn't care.
So he like turns his, she's in love with him. He doesn't
Yeah.
care. So he turns his back. He was gonna kill her. And then Sakura comes.
Yes.
And she's-
yes. This is, Sakura made her confession to Naruto too, remember that? Let's talk about that real quick.
Let's talk about that first. So, so before like the Danzo Sasuke fight, like Naruto was trying to find the Raikage to plead with him to not kill Sasuke.
Yes, he still wants to bring Sasuke back alive.
Yeah.
And Sakura sees this and she sees this burden that's placed on Naruto to bring, cause Naruto made the promise to her.
That lifetime promise. So Sakura goes up to him and she's like, Naruto, it doesn't matter, like Sasuke doesn't matter anymore. And he goes, why are you saying this? And she's like, because I love you.
Yeah, she's like, remember how you had a crush on me? Well, I love you now.
Yeah, and she goes, well, I love you. And he's like, what did you say? She's like, you heard me, I love you. And then he's just like, all right, you're lying.
Yeah,
like,
he's like, no, you don't.
like the stupidest person in the whole world, like knows that you're lying.
Yeah. It's just like, no, you're not.
He's like, could you cut it out? 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
I'm trying to do some business here.
like, there's no need for this. And she's like, I'm trying to confess my feelings for you. And
No,
he's
we all know you're lying.
and he
so
goes,
just stop.
no, get the DF out of here. Like, get out of here. No.
And that's what happened.
And she's like, you know what? Fine. I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, fine.
Okay, so the whole group of good guys, they're searching for Sasuke, and then they're about to find him. Like, they're on his tail. Sakura knocks them all out. Like, she
with a
attacks him
gas.
from behind or something.
Yeah, she knocks him out with like a gas.
Yeah, she puts him unconscious. Like, I need to do this
she,
alone.
She farts in all their faces. and they get knocked out.
This is essentially the most powerful thing she's ever done, too.
Yeah.
So she's like, I need to do this alone. She knocks all of her teammates out during
Which
this.
she clearly cannot do.
Yeah. Let's just pretend she's able to do that. And then she confronts Sasuke on her own. Now you tell me what happens next.
So she confronts him and she's like, don't kill her. I've come to join you. And he goes, man, you lying. Like, you're not telling the truth.
She says, I will turn my back on the village. I'll go rogue and I'll join you.
And he's like, all right, prove it. Like, kill this girl. And Sakura's like, what? He goes, you heard me, kill her. So she goes up to her, and she's like, all right.
This is the other girl who loves Sasuke, and she's like, what?
She's like, all right, bet, I'll kill her. Watch me.
Yeah.
And then she's like, all right, now's my chance to kill Sasuke. And she doesn't do it.
Yeah, she's like, I'll use this as my opening, and she like goes for the swing, but she hesitates. She can't do it.
Yeah. She can't. Oh, I love him. Look how pretty he is.
Yeah.
And then, Sasuke's like, I knew you were lying, and goes to kill her.
Yeah, he's going to kill her.
And he goes, all right, fine, I'll just kill both of you. Yeah. And then Kakashi shows up and saves the day.
Yeah, they fight for a little bit.
Yeah. And then, they fight for a little bit. And then Sakura, she gets another opening to kill Sasuke. And she stops and she goes, I really can't do it. And then he's like, I will kill you.
Yeah.
And he goes in for the kill, and then Naruto comes and saves
Yeah.
her. She doesn't thank him. She goes, oh, hey, what's up, Naruto? And he goes, oh, I'll take it from here. And then they fight for a little bit. Kinda. They don't fight, do they?
Yeah, I don't know. No, not really.
They just talk for a little bit, and then Madara, Toby, comes back.
Yeah.
And then they part ways.
Yeah. I think that's everything that happened there.
Yeah. And then,
Killer Bee fought Kasame too, but
Yes.
like that's when he gets the
that's pretty
sword.
trivial, yeah.
Yeah, but Kasame is not even defeated.
Yeah.
I mean, he raps at school, but that's it. This is, according to the Naruto wiki, this is when the war starts.
Yeah, this is like the lead up.
Yeah.
So
There's actually 3 arcs: the war beginning, war middle, and war end, and that's not even the end.
yeah. So basically, like, Naruto and Killer Bee are like, they're the biggest nukes.
Yeah, they're the top. Yeah,
The two top
Naruto's
nukes.
essentially the Hokage.
Yeah. And so they're like, all right, we have to hide these two unless we like absolutely need them.
Yes, so no one can attack them.
Yeah.
No one can. We need them for the war if it comes to that.
Because like if they get captured, like ball game.
Yeah.
That's it. So they hide them on this big old turtle.
yeah,
in the middle
Animal
of the,
Island is what I wrote down.
They hide them on this huge tortoise
Yeah.
that's just floating in the middle of the ocean.
So Killer Bee is training Naruto to control the demon,
Yep.
the demon fox. Mm-hmm. And part of that training is Naruto like sits at like a meditative waterfall, and he has to fight his dark side.
Yes. He's got to fight his like inner insecurities.
Yeah, he has to fight like Dark Naruto. And the reason this was terrible was because when did Naruto ever have internal conflict? And that is never.
No.
Naruto's never doubted himself.
No.
He's never fought against himself before. Like,
No.
he's never.
That's one of the good things about him.
Yes.
He was just like,
He was always headstrong. He always believed in himself. He's
Yeah.
never had doubts. And now essentially we have to believe he has a dark side.
yeah.
Pretty trivial is what ends up happening. Is
Yeah.
he wins.
Yeah, the good Naruto wins.
Yeah.
And then like they go inside the waterfall.
Yeah. Now he's like trying to tame the demon.
And Killer Bee's like, all right, so if you want to tame him, like you got to beat him.
yeah. So
You
they,
have to go inside your mind and beat him.
yeah, like inside his own mind, they pretty much like fight. And inside his own mind, he actually meets his mom's Forced Ghost.
Yeah. So
and this
like,
is also
yeah.
another
So
really
while
good
he's
part.
battling the demon, his mom comes up and like saves him.
Yeah, his mom's like Forced Ghost. Don't ask me how it happens, but
Yeah.
it does.
The
She's-
chakra.
yeah.
Like she had a little bit of chakra or
Yeah.
something like that.
And this is another really good moment. Like this is like one of the best parts of the whole series.
Yeah, so like Naruto has this like heart to heart with his mom,
Yeah.
and she like tells him like basically everything that went down.
Yeah.
when the demon fox attacked.
Yeah.
So she tells the whole story, and then she helps him beat the
Yeah.
Nine
And
Tails.
she just talks about how she loves her son. It's
Yeah.
really nice.
You know, he's like, "Dang, like yo, I'm so lucky to have like a parent like you. Like, thank you for all your sacrifices and stuff."
Yeah,
like
it's
that.
really nice.
Yeah, it is. It's really really good.
And then Guy versus Kasame.
And then, well, before that happens,
yeah.
so like,
That's essentially one of the last good parts of the whole series.
so Naruto beats the demon fox.
Yep.
And gets all the demon fox's powers.
And becomes a Super Saiyan.
And that is when the series ended for me. After
Yes.
after the stuff with his mom, that is when it died.
Yeah, okay.
That's when it died for me.
When he becomes a Super Saiyan Naruto.
Yes, when we
He essentially has control over all the infinite power within him.
yes.
And becomes like a god. And he's not even a god yet.
And
but
that's truly when like I think the series like ended.
I think you're right.
Like that's when it like died.
I think that's a good point. So Guy fights Kasame. It's a pretty good fight. Kasame loses. Kasame isn't really that important in the grand scheme of things, but he's like a pretty cool character.
He's the one like true like villain.
Yes,
'Cause,
he's
like-
the only guy who's actually just evil.
Yeah, because like he killed himself.
Yeah,
just
he
so
did.
they wouldn't get information out
Him
of him.
dying was cool, like, cause
It
they
was.
captured him, they're trying to get info, and he ended up, like, killing himself. And they, like, paid him some respect at the end for, like,
Yeah, and it was funny because like him and Guy like fought like 4 different times.
yeah.
And Guy was always like, "Oh, you're so familiar. What's your name?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "We've literally like seen each other like 4 times."
Yeah.
He goes, "I can't remember your name. I don't know who you are." But then at the end, like Guy's like, he was like a true like ninja.
Yes.
And like I'll always remember you.
Yes.
And it was like, okay, like that's kind of cool.
And the last thing that happened in this arc was, Toby or Madara versus Conan, which was a little thing, but it's like, you had this character, we haven't even mentioned her before.
Yeah,
But she's like, she doesn't do much, but like, she's cool.
she's interesting.
She's like got this unique power. She's never really gotten to do that much, but like, I'm definitely interested. She was,
she's like an origami woman.
yeah, she's like became a good guy in the end. She was with Pain. She became a good guy. It's like, I want to see more of this person. And we do get to see more. She basically confronts the ultimate bad guy of the whole series.
Yeah.
And she uses her powers for a minute. It's cool. Like, they have a little fight that's pretty interesting. And then he's like, you can never defeat me. You know my ultimate technique. I can become intangible for 5 minutes straight. Like, nothing you can do to hurt me. And then they're fighting, like, over the ocean.
Yeah.
And then she reveals that it's not the ocean. I wrote down the number. It's 600 billion explosive tags.
It's so awesome.
She, like, prepared, like, an ocean of explosives.
She parts the ocean like the Red Sea.
Yes, it's awesome.
And it's just like,
and she's like,
literally billions of bombs.
She's like, I've been preparing for this for like 10 years. This is enough to explode for 10 minutes straight. There's no way you can survive. And he's like, oh crap.
He's like, oh fuck.
like he knows he's about to just eat it.
Yeah. And he literally eats it.
Yeah.
He's just like in this explosive
he
crab.
just falls into an ocean of explosions.
And these explosions are going off for 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And she's like, I did it.
Yes.
I killed him. And he goes, you thought?
Yeah.
That's what you thought.
And then it's like, but didn't you know? And then he stabs her from behind. I also have a second unbeatable technique. I mean, he comes out like worse for wear, but
he's like, he is damaged. Like he felt it.
He uses the reality rewriting move.
Yeah.
So like he loses one of his eyes for doing it, but that doesn't matter because he gets another one like that day.
Yeah.
So yeah, really cool character, dies right away.
Yep.
Does a really awesome thing and then dies.
Yep.
It's just like with Rock Lee where it's like a side character, gets an awesome moment to shine, and then is swept under the rug. In this case, dies. Rock Lee, by the way, is never coming back.
You know that cool character we were talking about?
We talked about for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He never does anything again.
Nope, he does nothing. And that's that.
That's the end of that arc.
So now we officially get into the war.
Yes.
Which is...
the rails are off.
There are no more rails.
We are off the rails.
They threw the rails away.
The heart of the problem with what happened in Naruto was... it started as a character-driven story and became a plot-driven story. Yep. And the plot makes no sense, and it's really bad.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the plot.
Let's go ahead and dive a little bit into this.
All right. Kabuto joins with Madara. Revives the Akatsuki. He can just bring people back to life with no consequences. They become immortal.
Yep. So he revives all the baddest guys to have ever lived.
Every bad guy gets revived.
Yeah, every bad guy gets revived. And some of the good guys that, like, were bad guys get revived.
And
some of the good guys get revived as bad guys.
They all have infinite chakra and literally can't be killed.
Nope.
Because they're zombies.
Yeah.
But they're still intelligent and can use all their moves.
Yeah. They have all their memories and abilities.
Yes. The 7 swordsmen of the mist come back. There's like a guy with a needle. I don't really have anything to say about those guys.
He's got a needle sword.
But Zabuza comes back, and he has like one good moment where he's fighting Kakashi, and he's like, please let us rest.
Yeah, he's like, Kakashi, like, you have to kill us.
Yeah.
Like, please, I'm begging you.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Gold and Silver brothers?
Kinkaku and Ginkaku?
Yes. They were 2 guys.
Yeah. I remember them because one of them would always be like, you ready, Ginkaku?
Like, that's right, Ginkaku. So those were the guys who, like, when one of them was defeated, the other one went into Demon Fox mode.
Yeah, they both had, like...
They had, like, a trace amount of Demon Chakra.
They also were, like... They were responsible for killing the second Hokage.
Yes.
So, like, they mean business.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were kind of silly. Like, they just became tailed beasts out of nowhere.
And then a black guy with blonde hair beat them.
Yeah. He did, yeah. There was a whole thing where, like, you can't say a certain word. Yeah. Let's not get into it.
It was so stupid. The reason why he beat him was so stupid.
Yeah. This is also when we had Asuma come back to life and he fought his students again.
Oh my god.
I know you like this part.
Oh man, I hate this part.
I know you like this part because it's Choji again.
I hate this part so freaking much.
You tell me why it's so great.
Oh man, it's so bad. So Asuma comes back. And he's just killing people.
And like they have their wits about them, like I can't control myself. Like I'm so sorry.
They're just killing people against their will.
Yeah.
And so like he sees his 3 students and he's like, oh, perfect. They know like all my weaknesses and everything.
Like this they will surpass me. My
like,
students
like this
will
is
surpass
it.
me.
Like this is your final test. Like you have to kill me and make sure I don't kill anybody else.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And like Shikamaru's like torn up about it because he's like, I don't want to be in this situation, but
Yeah, and that's like his father figure.
Yeah.
He's like, I understand.
and he's like, I'm a ninja, so like I have to do what I have to do for my village and
Yeah.
the whole world. And then Ino's like, you're right, like we have to do this.
I'm useless, but you're right.
Like we have to do this, and I'll help however I can.
Yeah.
And then Shikamaru's like, Choji, like you're the strongest out of all of us, so you have to help. You're gonna help, right? And he goes, I can't do it. No, I can't. Shikamaru's like, what do you mean? And then like Asuma's like,
What do you mean?
he's like, yeah, what the hell do you mean? And he goes, I can't kill you. And he goes, I'm already dead, you loser.
I can't control myself. I'm gonna kill you if
Yeah.
you don't.
And he goes, that's fine, I'm okay with that. You can kill me. And he goes, what do you mean? And then Shikamaru's like, Choji, like, get seriously. Like, come on, dude. The whole world's gonna die if you don't help us out.
Oh.
He goes, but that's Asuma. I can't. And then Asuma's like calling him fat and everything.
Yeah, he does.
He's literally calling him fat.
And that like sets him off.
Yeah, he goes, come on, fatty. You're gonna kill me. You're just gonna stuff your face with some donuts, huh? And he goes, oh, now I'm mad. I'm gonna get you. And he charges at him and he goes, oh no, I can't. I still can't do it.
Oh man.
And then I don't even know how he like gets over it.
I don't know.
But he's like,
Choji, at some point during this,
oh my god.
like Choji's dad, I think is there. He's like, you
Yeah.
must, and it's like,
He's like,
Choji, you are the heir to our to our powerful clan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
it's like, you need to do this.
Yeah.
And then Choji's like, okay, I have turned from a caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly.
and he sprouts wings.
And he sprouts wings and he gets skinny.
Yeah,
And then Asuma's like, he's done it. He's so beautiful. And then Choji like beats him up.
that's like the end of Choji's character
And
too.
then I wish Choji died after that, but he didn't.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he lived on.
What's next? If the series didn't end before, this is definitely where it ended, is when Naruto arrives on the battlefield. The first thing he does is confront the Raikage, and the Raikage's thing is that he's the fastest man alive, basically.
Yeah, the fastest man.
And Naruto is faster.
Yeah. And
That's what that encounter
yep.
amounts to.
And then he's like, oh wow, you're just like your dad, faster than me.
Yep.
Naruto's like, that's right. See ya.
Yeah, and then he makes 100 clones, and they all just fly off in every direction.
Yeah.
Itachi comes back, and he is freed from what happens? Itachi
So
figures out how to free himself from the jutsu.
So Itachi comes back. So, like, before Itachi died, Naruto met up with him.
Yeah.
And Itachi stuffed a crow down Naruto's throat.
Down his throat, like, in a gross
Like,
fashion.
down his gullet. And Naruto swallowed this crow. So he's just got a crow living inside of him.
for like months.
Yeah. And that crow had the eye of, like, Uchiha, who basically
Yes.
had the strongest Sharingan of
He
all
had
time.
he had the mind control.
Yeah. He had the one that it can only be used every 10 years.
Yes. This is actually, I mean, this is weird, but it makes sense.
Yeah, so like the crow had that eye. Basically, the crow was going to be used on Sasuke, so Sasuke would come back to the village.
Yes. Like Itachi programmed the crow to like,
Yeah.
you make eye contact with someone and you say, you give them the mind control command like, I will be loyal to and protect the Leaf Village.
Yes.
Well,
But under the circumstances, Itachi had to use it on himself.
yes. So like, basically, Itachi's mind was control. Like, Itachi had no control of his body when he was revived, but the crow came out, rewrote his mind, and so now he essentially has his free will back because he would have protected the Leaf Village anyway.
Yes. So
So
that
there's
happens.
that for you.
So then he just black flamed the crow. And then Naruto's like, why'd you do that? And he's like, that eye was gonna be useless for 10 years. So I'm just gonna destroy it now so no one else can ever use
Just
it again.
wrap up that plot thread.
Yeah.
The 6 Jinchuriki come back, so
Which are like the people who have the demons inside them.
yeah, so Obito, Madara, spoiler, his 6 paths of pain, because he has the eye, he has the pain eye.
The Rinnegan.
Yes, he has the 6 Jinchuriki, which each have a Sharingan and a Rinnegan, and none of them use either of them.
Yeah.
And essentially they're useless and they don't do anything. Yep. But they're there.
They come back. Yep.
Gaara fights a guy. He fights his dad, actually.
He fights his dad.
And he wins because his sand takes the shape of a large woman who hugs him.
His mother.
Yes.
And his dad was like, during the fight, his dad's like,
his dad hated him, right?
yeah, so he gets brought back with a bunch of other Kage.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, do you want us to like fight? Because that's your son. He goes,
Yeah.
no, I ain't got a problem with this. Like, I'll kill him.
I'll kill this man.
And then by the end of the fight, he's like, you know what? I was wrong about you.
Yeah.
You've changed. I'm proud of you, son. Which was kind of cool.
Yeah. One thing I never mentioned, I actually think I wrote down in my notes, that happened a while ago, was Gaara's, like, flashback, basically, where, like, his mother died in childbirth, right?
Yes.
And he was raised by, like, his aunt, or just some woman raised him.
He was raised by, like, some guy.
Was it a guy? I thought it was a woman.
It was the guy. No, it was the guy that, like, ended up dying because.
Anyway, yeah. But it was raised by a person with long hair.
Yep.
And let's just say I'll say he was like, oh, I love you. Like, oh, you're getting in fights. You're a bad, you got the demon inside you. Like, don't let it lose control. Like, always have hope.
It was his mother's brother.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah.
So, like, it was being, like, a very good parental figure. Like, oh, no one loves you, but I'll always love you. Stuff like that. And then eventually, like, he tries to assassinate him because it was, like, a mission.
His dad told him
Yes,
to.
he was given the mission, assassinate him because he's too dangerous. And then Gaara is too strong and, like, is killing him. It's like, why are you doing this? It's like, I never loved you.
Yeah.
You killed my sister.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Yeah, it's rough.
It was brutal. Anyway, I like how his dad's sand had gold in it.
Oh, so, like, when his dad was fighting him,
Yeah.
like, he told him, like, that the dude that said that,
Yeah.
he didn't mean it. He just told him to say that.
Oh yeah, I hated how that's why I thought of it, because they retconned that, and
Yeah.
I hated that.
Yeah, it was
like,
like,
let it stand. Like, it was a good moment.
Yeah.
Like, that was, like, brutal. That
was brutal.
Because Gaara was, like, 9 years old or something.
Yeah, if that. Like, he was just like this little kid.
Yeah, like, they should have just let that be, because that was good. But anyway. The end of this arc is the true Madara is revived. Mm-hmm. This is the real strongest guy who ever lived.
And this part is actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
'Cause he gets brought back to life. And then he kills every ninja that's in his path.
Yes.
It's like 1,000 ninjas.
He kills everyone without trying, using a variety of techniques.
Yeah. It was basically just like taijutsu. He was just
Yeah.
like Rock Lee and everybody.
He wasn't even trying.
It was awesome.
So he's killing everyone. Naruto, Kakashi, and a bunch of people get in fights with Obito and all the 6 paths.
Uh-huh.
And eventually it comes out, who Obito is.
Yes.
Do you have anything to say about that?
So Obito was the kid that got trapped underneath a rock.
Who
Didn't die.
Who did not die.
He didn't die. Kakashi's like, why the hell are you doing this?
Yeah.
Like, I thought we were friends. Like, you're alive. Why didn't you come get me? And Obito's like, because you let Rin die.
Yes. Keep that in mind, because we'll have some developments with that.
Yeah. And Rin was the girl that he loved that
Yes.
Kakashi promised to protect.
So he let Rin die. That's the motivation.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
And you know that panel? Like the panel, it's just like his face.
Yes.
And he's just like, you let Rin die.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. That's really why.
So that happens. During this fight, Naruto ends up talking to all the beasts in the spirit dimension.
Yes, he does.
And he fist bumps them.
Yes, and gains all their powers.
Yes, they basically he befriends like 9 demons because he just is Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he's John Cena.
So like, I think before that happened, the Nine Tails, who was like reluctant.
Yes.
Like when he took his power.
Yes, you're right. He's reluctant.
Yeah.
Now he's behind him.
But he's like, you know what, Naruto? I've been with you your whole life, and I finally understand like the person you are, and I want to help you out.
Yes, you have my full support now.
Yeah. So they become best friends.
So Naruto is very strong now.
He's very, very strong.
Itachi and Sasuke versus Kabuto. This is where the really weird power happens.
This is so stupid.
So let me try to explain what my interpretation of this is, and then you tell me what your interpretation is.
Please.
So they fight for a while, and eventually Kabuto gets like stuck in a loop where he does a move, it gets countered, he defends, and tries again. And he's like stuck in this loop of where he's always doing the same action, and they're always doing the same thing, and he's realizing like, why am I stuck in this like loop of deja vu?
Yeah.
And then it cut to Sasuke and Itachi. They're just watching him stand there.
Yeah.
Because he's been caught in an illusion.
Yes.
Now, apparently, what this illusion does is it makes you relive a moment of your life for eternity until you come to terms with your character flaws.
Yes.
How did you read this?
Basically, what this jutsu is that you get trapped forever until you get trapped forever until you realize that you're not allowed to be a bad guy.
Yeah, until you're a good guy, essentially.
Until you're a good guy.
That's basically what happens.
Yeah.
And so he's trapped for a long time, and eventually this leads to him. They figure out how to release all the zombies.
Yeah.
So all the guys who were revived, the unstoppable army, are now gone.
Itachi asked them.
Yes.
And then he undoes it.
And the reason this doesn't matter is because Madara is stronger than all those guys put together.
Yeah, so, they released the jutsu, and it's like, okay, the war's over, like, all these guys are gonna go away, and then Madara is like,
nope.
Well, if you know the signs, you can stop that from happening. And he goes, nope, I'm gonna stay around.
He just decides that, I decided not to disappear, because I'm that strong.
And then he takes on the 5 Kages.
He fights all 5 of the Kages at once, who are, according to the title of Kage, means you're the strongest person in your village.
So these are the top 5 strongest people in the entire world.
This should be him versus the strongest people in the world. They stand no chance.
They get absolutely destroyed.
He just says, like, is this really what the ninja world has become?
That's what he says.
Yeah, that's what he says.
He goes, this is, like, pathetic.
Yeah.
And then cuts Tsunade
it is
in
pathetic.
half.
He bisects Tsunade, who survives somehow. Her lower body is like 10 feet away, and she like looks back like, oh.
Like, just absolutely destroys all of them.
Like, this takes a long time, but he just beats them up for episode after episode while other stuff happens.
Yeah. So that happens. Obito is revealed.
Yes.
And Kakashi was like, hey man, that wasn't my fault. Like, I didn't mean it. And he's like, nah, you let her die.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna kill everyone else now.
At some point, I'm a little confused with the order here, but at some point it comes out, I think it happens here, where it's like, you killed Rin.
Yes.
And because the flashback was, Kakashi was on a mission to save her, but then, like, something happened where, like, he was striking, but then Rin allowed herself to get killed.
Yeah,
like,
she's like, you have to kill me or else, because she had, like, a demon put inside of her.
Yes.
So she's like, if you don't kill me, then this demon's gonna kill
it'll
everyone.
fall in the wrong hands. So he's like, I must do it, that kind of thing.
So, like, he was going to hit somebody, but then she jumped in the way of it.
Yes, and so then, like, Obito's like,
So Obito saw that.
Yeah, it's like, you killed her. And Kakashi explains, like, nah, dude, like, that's not really what happened. And he explained it. He's like, oh, I knew that.
He goes, well, then what the heck? He's like, then why are you doing this?
Yeah.
He goes, no, I don't know.
That's what happens. He's like, you're misunderstanding. He's like, oh no, I don't really care about her.
He goes, no, I know the whole story actually. And he goes,
what? Why are you doing this then? He's like, I don't like war or something.
He goes, well, what else am I supposed to do?
And that's his motivation for like 100 chapters.
Yeah. So that happens.
He's like, I don't know.
So that happens, and then after Itachi disappears, Sasuke's like, I need some answers.
Yes, that's the next thing.
And he's like, there's only one person that can give me those answers, and that's Orochimaru. And then Suigetsu comes along, he goes, but he's dead.
Yeah.
And he goes, no, he's not. And he brings him out of Anko.
Yes. He just jumps out of her body.
Yeah. And then Orochimaru's like, yeah, what a nice sleep.
I had a nice big sleep.
Yeah. And then Orochimaru comes back, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna take you to the people that will give you the answers. And that's all the previous Hokage.
Mm-hmm. All get revived.
So they get revived, because Orochimaru brings out the Reaper Death Seal mask.
Essentially, like, they weren't revived before in the war. Like, they were in a different dimension, and they've been brought back. Yeah. And now they're revived using the same technique. Yes.
And Sasuke's like, wait a minute, didn't some of the Hokage get sealed away? Like, their souls are sealed away?
Yeah.
And Orochimaru's like, no, don't worry about that.
Yeah, I know a guy.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you know that thing that's not supposed to happen? I'll make sure it happens.
Yeah, leave it to me.
Yeah.
I am not happy.
So that happens. Sasuke gets his answers. And he goes, all right, let's go to the battlefield.
Yeah, and before he gets there, the Ten Tails comes out.
Yes.
Mike Wazowski
shows up.
Mike Wazowski is the ultimate being.
Yep.
And it just kind of fights everyone. And let's say Neji.
He gets caught in the crosshairs.
Neji dies.
And Neji dies.
And he is one of the only characters to actually die in this whole thing.
Him and Jiraiya.
Yeah. Neji just real life dies.
Naruto's like, oh man, what the hell? Like, what just happened? And then Hinata's like, come on, big boy. We gotta do this together.
Yep.
And then Naruto gives every single one of the ninja that is still alive his power.
Yes. And essentially they are able to like beat back the 10 tails, kind of.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, does not need Naruto's 9 tails, even though that was the whole plan, was to capture Naruto and Killer Bee. Just didn't need to do it anymore. He changed his mind.
So, the Hokage and Sasuke show up.
Yes.
And he's like, alright, Naruto, let's work together so we can beat this guy. And Naruto's like, are you serious? And Sasuke's like, yeah, sure, why not?
No, you're forgetting something. The entire history of the Hidden Leaf Village.
Yeah. So,
very long flash. I assume this took a very long time in the anime.
It did. Yeah, it took like at least 10 episodes.
Yeah, of just the history of Madara and his Naruto counterpart. Yeah. I don't even remember his name.
Hashirama.
First Hokage.
Hashirama Senju. I know that because of Afro Senju on YouTube.
He's like probably the strongest. He's the strongest ninja.
He is the strongest ninja
who ever lived.
Besides Naruto.
Essentially, they go through the whole history of the Hidden Leaf. It's not important.
Nope.
They're Naruto and Sasuke. Mm-hmm. Who cares?
Yeah.
Back to the fighting.
So like,
but when this happened though, when they went to this flashback, I was like, I don't care about this.
Like, stop. Just
why is this happening?
So like that happens. Naruto and Sasuke show up. They join
all
forces.
The
Hokage.
Who are way stronger than all the other Kages.
Yeah. And they show up.
They beat the 10 tails.
And Sakura's like, I've gotten stronger too, boys. And then she fights alongside Sasuke and Naruto, and they do some stuff.
Yeah.
Naruto meets up with his dad again. He goes, Dad, it's so nice to see you.
Yeah, meets up in the flesh, in the zombie flesh.
And he goes, yeah, son, it's awesome. And
did you know that I also have a piece of the 9-tailed fox inside of me?
I do too, actually. He's like, it's nice to see you, son. It's time to do some work. And then he just goes full Super Saiyan, just like Naruto.
Yes, the thing Naruto like worked to achieve.
Yeah, he learned that while he was dead.
Yes, in the spirit realm.
Yeah, because he learned that while he was dead because he trapped some of it inside of him.
Basically, he's a fan favorite character, so he also has to have all the powers.
Yeah, so that happens.
I don't know how much I'm skipping over when I say this, but they beat back the 10 tails, and Kakashi pretty much defeats Obito.
Yes, but Obito lets him.
Yes, and then he absorbs the 10 tails.
Yeah.
You want to take a quick break right here?
Let's take a quick commercial break.
Okay. Okay, so let's take a breather for just a second here. This is a long one. This is an ordeal.
It's the very definition of an ordeal.
I want to let you know too, the point that we're at right now, Obito absorbs the 10 tails.
Yep.
This is where I stopped taking notes. And the reason for that is
it's a free-for-all from here on out. That's why.
I was reading this, like the detailed plot summary of every arc, and even the summary was getting so like boring. It was becoming such a slog to even read the plot summary. Imagine reading this for years.
Yeah.
Like this took place over years.
Imagine just watching it for years.
Like
oh my God.
During the initial release like run, this took years.
Why didn't he stop? Like he had to have been getting feedback like this is trash. Like he just kept going.
I'm sure a lot of people listening like know what Naruto is, but then don't know what happens past a certain point.
Yeah.
This is what happened.
This is what happened.
All right. Obito absorbs the ultimate demon, the 10 tails.
The 10 tails.
And he becomes
10 tails Mike Wazowski.
He becomes the host of the 10 tails.
Yeah.
And so becomes like essentially a godlike being.
Yes. So
what happens next?
He becomes a god. Naruto's like, man, what are we gonna do? And then Sasuke's like, man, I don't know. So they form together. What
is Madara doing at this time?
He's fighting Hashirama.
You're right.
So Sasuke and Naruto combine their demon fox and Susanoo.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And then they pull the 10 tails out of Obito.
They're fighting. This is when the fox like puts on the samurai armor.
Yes.
So essentially, Naruto has gotten even stronger at some point.
Yeah.
And can now fight in the fox like as if it was a Gundam, like a Godzilla monster. And then Sasuke Susanoo takes the form of samurai armor, and it's just like now it's a samurai fox with a sword fighting Mike Wazowski.
So they take the 10 tails out.
Yes, they rip it out.
Naruto talk no jutsu Obito.
Yes, Obito has been talk no jutsu'd.
Madara beats Hashirama and steals Hashirama's powers. So now Madara can use Sage mode.
Yes, and wood jutsu
and
too.
wood jutsu,
the most powerful jutsu,
along with his own Susanoo.
Yep.
And everything else he has,
and all the other Sharingan crap.
So now that all the tailed beasts are out, they're like, okay, we won. Naruto.
Yes.
And then
Madara's still here, but the plan is foiled.
Yeah, he's like, all right, we got him on the ropes, and he's like, ha 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 ha, no, you don't.
Yes, and like Obito has like. He's like come around now, right? He's been talking no jutsu.
He's dying.
He's dying, but he's dying as a good guy.
Yeah.
He's been talking no jutsu.
And he's like, Obito was like, all right, I'm gonna do what Pain did, and I'm gonna use this jutsu, and I'm gonna bring everyone who died back to life.
Yes.
And right before he does that, Black Zetsu shows up.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you there.
Black Zetsu.
This is an important part that we didn't talk about was...
We gotta speed through this.
I know. At some point, Obito reveals his backstory.
Yeah.
Of, you thought I was crushed. I wasn't. I was taken under the wing of Madara, who was still alive.
Yes. He was just 150 years old.
He essentially trained me to be a bad guy. Mm-hmm. I knew the whole story with Rin, but Madara said I should still be evil.
Yeah. So here
or
I
something.
am. So here I am.
And so, like, Madara reveals, like, oh, you thought this happened?
Nah.
No. It was me.
Yeah.
This whole thing was my plan. Yeah. Obito, you thought this was your plan? This was my plan.
Yep.
I wanted all this to happen.
Yep.
Because now that the 10 tails is out of your body, which was part of my plan, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to absorb it.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that happened was not Obito's plan.
No.
Was not the Akatsuki's plan.
No. It was Madara's
It was
plan.
Madara's plan.
Yeah, the 200-year-old man.
Yes.
But, so like...
Please.
So like, Obito's like, I'm gonna revive everybody. And he goes for it, and then Black Zetsu, who is a member of the Akatsuki, he's like...
The reason we haven't talked about him is because he is not important.
No. But Black Zetsu stops Obito, and he goes, I don't think so.
Is this when he gets the 9 tails?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. So,
I don't think so.
So Black Zetsu stops him, and he does it to where Obito only revives Madara. So now Madara is alive again.
Yes, Madara has his real body.
At this point, he was just a zombie, but now he's alive. He's got flesh and blood now.
Which I guess he is better. I thought that would be worse, but he's happy about it.
He's like, haha, here I am.
Like, it feels good to be alive, essentially.
And then he takes all the tailed beasts, and he makes himself into the 10 tails Jinchuriki.
Yes.
And now Obito is dying. The only reason why Obito is still alive right now is because Black Zetsu is attached to his body.
Right.
And
don't ask how that works.
Yeah. When Madara takes all the 9 tails, like 9-tailed beast, he takes the one from Naruto, and Naruto is dying.
Yes, because it's been removed, right?
Yeah, it's been removed. So Naruto is dying.
Yep.
So then
Black Zetsu is now the owner of the 9 tails.
So like right before it got ripped from Naruto, the fox was like, hey, take Naruto to Minato because he's got the other half of me inside of him.
Right.
And so he's like, okay, so Sakura and Gaara take him to Minato.
Yep.
They get there. Sakura's giving him like mouth to mouth and stuff like that. And she's like pulsating his heart.
Yes.
She
reaches right into his...
She cut through his ribs and like was pulsating his heart.
Yeah,
so
she's squeezing his heart with her bare hand.
It was really gross. But like they get there and he's like, hey, we need the other half of the tailed fox. And Minato's like, okay, here, take it.
Yeah.
And then like
I'm a zombie, so
they're about to give it over. And then Black Zetsu goes,
whoopsies,
and then steals the 9-tailed fox. So now Black Zetsu is in possession of the 9-tailed fox.
Of the complete 9 tails, which Naruto never even had.
Yeah.
Black Zetsu is now one of the strongest characters in the Naruto-verse.
Somehow, and then after that, somehow Naruto gets it. I don't know how he gets it. But
Doesn't he, like, get the 1 tails at some point?
He gets all... He's like... he gets the power of all the tailed beasts at some point.
God.
But long story short, that happens. Blah blah blah.
He gets the tails. He gets the demon back.
He gets the demon back. Blah blah blah.
But still, the 10 tails Jinchuriki is still its full strength somehow.
Yep. So blah blah blah. Madara.
Madara is the 10 tails,
and then Might Guy.
Wait, what about the Sage of Six Paths stuff?
That hasn't happened yet.
Okay, is Madara talking about the Sage of Six Paths?
Yes, he says he's now stronger than the Sage of Six Paths.
Okay,
who is like God,
who is literally God. So let's lay the groundwork for that.
Yeah. So and then Might Guy's like, someone has to stop this man.
To be clear, Madara was already unstoppable, and now he is essentially invincible.
Yeah.
Might Guy comes out.
He comes out.
We're having a serious breath of fresh air.
Yeah, this is the only good part about the war arc.
Yes.
Might Guy comes out and he goes, I have to. And Kakashi's like, what do you mean? He goes, it's time. I have to unleash the 8th gate. And the 8th gate is the death gate, which means like, you will like...
Your death is guaranteed.
Yeah, like you will receive like power that no one else has ever received, but you will die.
Yes.
Like there's no way around it. He's like, I have to do it. And like, Rock Lee's like, no, please, like, don't do it. And he's
but then again, like, seriously, like, someone needs to stop this guy.
Yeah.
So maybe you should.
And then like, Might Guy's like, no, like, Lee, I have to do this. So like, don't cry for me. I'm dying as a ninja.
Yes.
So there's no reason to be sad. So Might Guy unleashes the 8th gate and goes toe to toe with Madara and like rocks him.
Yes.
Like,
he is on his level, essentially.
He's beating Madara.
Madara is like surprised at how strong he is. And he's like doing damage to him.
Yeah. And
it's really cool.
It is awesome. And then Might Guy hits Night Guy.
Yes.
His
so cool. Ultimate move is called the Night Guy. He named it after himself, which is so cool.
I always interpret it as like Night Guy, like this is it, like I'm going
like
to, I'm dying.
Curtain call for a guy.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So he hits him with Night Guy.
It explodes Madara's body. Like half his body is blown off.
Yeah, explodes him. And then Might Guy starts to turn into a pile of ash.
Yes, he like lands in like a crater, like a meteor, and then like turns to ash.
And then, but Madara isn't killed by it.
Yes, he can regenerate, so like it wasn't. Madara says, like, that was up to the fates. Like, that could have killed me.
Yeah.
But it didn't quite, like, hit him in the right spot or, like, do quite enough. And he was able to regenerate completely unscathed.
Yep. And then Naruto is, like, dead. And Sasuke's, like, kind of dead, too, because Madara, like, impaled him with a sword.
Yeah.
So they're both dead. And then the Sage of Six Paths, God himself, comes to Naruto and Sasuke and says...
Keep in mind, this is happening, like, in another in like the spirit world.
Yeah, in purgatory, basically.
So God approaches Naruto and Sasuke.
So God comes to them and he says, you are the reincarnations of Jesus Christ.
Yes. Like,
literally.
God has in this Naruto world, God has two sons who represent Naruto and Sasuke. Like, it's so on the nose and obvious.
Yeah.
And he says, you are the reincarnation of this one, and you are that one.
Mm-hmm. So, Naruto and Sasuke are gods. Remember that nice feisty underdog story? Throw it out the window.
Naruto was Jesus Christ this whole time.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you the powers of God.
Yes, I'll unlock your true powers.
Yeah, so he unlocks the true powers. Naruto comes out.
Naruto is now a god.
He mollywops Madara.
He heals, like, Might Guy's death is guaranteed, but Naruto can, like, just heal him because he's Jesus.
Yeah, so Naruto, like, heals him. So Might Guy doesn't die after the 8th gate.
Yes, which totally robs him of that moment.
They build up the whole series. They were building up the 8th gates as like, who knows what could happen when this is unleashed. And then, Might Guy is just like, he might as well be dead after that because he can never fight again after that.
But like, it robs him of that great character moment.
It does.
And at some point, Kakashi loses an eye, and Naruto just touches his hand to his face and regrows, and like his eye is back.
It's when Madara swoops his Sharingan.
We're not there yet.
Goes,
We're not there yet.
So
okay, Naruto is now Six Paths Naruto.
Yeah, and Sasuke is Six Paths Sasuke.
Yes.
Rinna Sharingan Sasuke.
Yes.
So they're fighting Madara. They're going toe to toe with Madara, like, taking him to the woodshed.
Madara's doing like limbo clones or something. I never understood. I was kind of checked out at this point.
The limbo clones are clones that exist on another dimension of reality.
Yes.
And Naruto and Sasuke can see them somehow.
But no one else can.
And then, so Naruto's like, alright, I'm gonna send my shadow clones to fight him. So like, it looks like Naruto's shadow clones are fighting like, just like the air.
Yeah.
But they're actually fighting like limbo clones in a different reality.
Yeah, and then there's the truth-seeking orbs. We haven't talked about those, but those are basically like the essence of God himself.
Yeah, and
they can just do anything.
And they will completely paralyze you if they touch you.
Yes, they like kill anything in one hit and can absorb any attack.
Oh, and Naruto can fly.
Oh yeah.
He can just fly now. He's allowed to fly. So all this happens. They have Madara on the ropes.
Yeah, they're winning.
They're winning, and then Madara's like, I'm not down yet, and then gets stabbed through the heart. By who? None other than Black Zetsu.
Wait, when did he steal Kakashi's eye? Did we miss that?
Oh, we did miss that.
At some point, he just snatches Kakashi's eye right out of his head.
It doesn't matter, yeah. Kakashi was just like resting,
Yeah.
and then Madara goes, yeah.
He just, like in a full sprint, he just plucks his eyeball out.
Yeah, plucks his eyeball out, so, yeah. And then,
Right, because he uses that so he can enter the Kamui dimension,
Yes.
fight in the... Don't ask. He's fighting in the Kamui dimension.
yeah, and then it takes Obito's Rinnegan.
Yeah.
But, boom, he's got Rinnegan, Sharingan, all the guns.
Yeah.
He's got all the guns.
He's got octagons.
He's got octagons, pentagons, and
Yeah.
tricentagons.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call them.
He's got 8 trigrams.
So he's like, all right, I'm going to turn the 10 tails into a tree. So he turns...
Yes, let's not forget about that.
That's not even a joke. He turns the 10 tails into the tree of life.
Oh, God.
And so he's like, all right, this is it. I'm going to be almighty. I'm going to be the god among gods.
Yep.
And then Black Zetsu stabs him to the heart.
And he's like, what?
And he's like,
And I'm like, what?
and he goes, what are you doing, Black Zetsu? And he goes, his name is literally Black Zetsu.
Yes. Because White Zetsu, I think, is dead now.
Yeah. So like, he's like, what are you doing, Black Zetsu? And he goes, just fulfilling my plan. And he goes, wait, what? And he goes, everything that's happened throughout the whole entire history of human life was because of me, Black Zetsu. And he goes, I don't understand. And he goes, well, me neither, actually.
You know all that plan you had to control Obito, to control the Akatsuki, to control the ninja world? That was my plan.
Yeah, and he's like, you think you're a god? No, you're not a god. You think the Sage of Six Paths is a god? Nah, he's not a god. The real god is somebody named Kaguya.
Who you've never met before.
Who no one's ever met.
Isn't literally an alien from another planet. With bunny ears.
She literally created chakra, which is the life force of all humans.
Black Zetsu allowed human life to exist.
So he's like, that's my mother. And I'm gonna make mom happy.
This whole plan was for me to trick you into reviving her somehow.
So he turns Madara into Kaguya.
Yes, he like metamorphs into her.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So now Kaguya, who is the strongest being to have ever lived.
Who was like the origin of life itself.
She's not a ninja. She's just an almighty being.
Like we were saying, the Sage of Six Paths is like a god. She is a god.
She's a god.
She's not a ninja. She's just a being of power.
Like the Sage of Six Paths like came up with the concept of being a ninja.
Yes.
She's just an almighty
She
being.
is like the source of life and energy itself.
Yeah. So Naruto and Sasuke fight her. Naruto does the...
Now, we might be a little bit off the rails at this point.
We're all the way gone.
They're fighting in like 7 dimensions at once.
Yeah, because Kaguya can like shift through dimensions.
Don't ask.
So like Naruto's like, I got a plan that might work, and Sasuke, he tells Sasuke, and Sasuke's like, you're an idiot. That's not gonna work.
This is great.
And he goes, let's try it. And like when Naruto was a kid, he would turn himself into a sexy girl.
To distract the pervert man.
Yeah, to make men bleed through their nose.
Yes, that was the plan.
So like Naruto does a reverse sexy jutsu and turns himself into a sexy man.
Yes, he turns into like a harem of sexy men.
Yeah.
And then Sakura, who is there for some reason, is like, there's no way that would work on a god.
Yeah.
And then
it worked.
It worked. It worked.
And it worked, and they almost get her.
Yeah, she's distracted, and then they just punch her in the face.
Which, if it would have ended, if the series would have ended right there, it would have been awesome.
I would have been totally fine with that.
Like, all the criticism would have been okay. I would have been alright with it.
To lead up to, if you revealed the ultimate bad guy just to lose to that, I would have been okay with that.
So, that happens. They don't beat her, though.
At some point, like, Obito is undying and fights for a minute, and then dies.
Yeah, so Obito's like, you know what, I feel a little better. And then he helps fight.
Yeah.
And then she takes him to another dimension, and then she stabs Obito, and then he turns into ash.
Yes.
And then Obito's spirit
Yes.
comes back and gives Kakashi 2 Sharingan.
Yeah, so Obito dies and his body is destroyed, and then there's this whole spirit dimension thing. his spirit comes back and physically gives him his real, tangible eyeball.
Yeah, which Kakashi can only use for like an hour.
Because I guess that's how spirit eyeballs work.
So, like, Kakashi has a Susanoo now, and they're fighting Kaguya. And then, long story short, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura beat Kaguya.
They do, like, the seal or something.
Yeah.
Because Naruto and Sasuke are, like, two halves of the yin-yang.
Yeah.
Yin-yang release is, like, the strongest thing ever.
Yeah.
And Naruto is yang or something.
Yeah, so, like, they use the yin-yang, but they have to get a distraction, so Sakura punches Kaguya on the top of the dome.
Yeah.
And then Naruto and Sasuke, like, trap her and...
This makes no sense.
And they turn her into a moon.
This makes no sense.
Yeah, so she's now trapped inside another dimension's moon.
And that's how she is, and she is defeated now.
Yeah, and now she's defeated, and now everyone's happy, the war is over.
By the way, so a little detail we missed was, before all this madness happened, all the bad guys who weren't dead, like Orochimaru and Kabuto, just were like, joined the battle and like...
They're now good guys.
Yeah, we're good guys now.
Yeah, they're like, man, the almighty evil Orochimaru. Like, the most evil guy probably in the whole series.
Yeah, I'm good now.
And he's like, you know what? Yeah.
Alright, so everyone's defeated.
Everyone's defeated.
Everyone is finally defeated.
Everyone's finally defeated. The Sage of Six Paths, God himself, comes out into the actual reality
Yeah, he's
world.
like, good work, boys.
He's like, good work. And then, like, Minato, who's Naruto's dad, is like gonna go back to being fully dead again.
Yes.
And then Naruto's like, tell mom, like, I love her and tell her all the things I've done and blah, blah, blah. And he goes,
Like, how nice.
Yeah, and he goes, okay, son, I'll do that. And then they all leave. Madara's dead, finally. Yeah, everyone's dead.
And it's like, well, what should
Everyone
we do?
who's dead, like, supposed to be dead is now
Yes.
officially dead.
So it's like, what are we going to do now, guys? Kakashi's like, oh, I can't wait to read the next book. And Sakura's like, oh, I want to take a nice warm bath. And Naruto's like, I'm going to eat some ramen. And Sasuke's like, I'm going to kill everyone in the village.
He's like, I'm going to destroy the whole world and rebuild it.
Why?
Are you serious?
We just finished this.
Are you kidding me?
You're going to keep this going?
And then God's just like, I knew this would happen.
Oh, yeah, my son.
He goes, oh, dang, I should have known better.
Yeah,
So then,
Sasuke is like, yeah, I'm evil
and
again.
like, and all the tailed beasts are like free, and they're like, oh, we're gonna go live freely now. And Sasuke traps them all into like giant boulders that float above the world.
I give up.
And Sakura's like, Sasuke, please, like, I love you, don't do this.
Did that never work before?
And then Sasuke just punches her right through the heart.
Oh my god.
And paralyzes her.
Oh my god.
And then Kakashi's like, dude, what's your problem? Like, you've literally done everything you've needed to do. Why are you still acting like this? And Naruto's like, you know what? I'm just gonna finish this off.
Let's just fight already.
Let's just fight.
When Sasuke said, like, I'm still evil, I was done. I read the rest of it, but I was checked out. I was just glancing. I was pretty much skimming through the rest of it. Like, I was like, just screw this.
So they go and they fight at the same spot they fought when they were little kids. Sasuke's trying to kill Naruto.
Yeah.
Like, he's trying to end Naruto's life.
Because he's evil.
And Naruto's trying to save him. And Sasuke's like, if you would fight to your full potential, you would kill me. And Naruto's like, well, I don't want to do that. Because, I'm not a psychopath.
Yeah.
They keep fighting until, like, the next day. They fight for, like, 24 hours.
Yes.
Eventually, they
have a mech battle.
Yeah, they have a mech battle and everything like that. And eventually, it comes down to one last Rasengan versus one last Chidori.
Yep.
And Sasuke, who's falling downward, who has more, like, momentum.
Yes.
Is falling down towards Naruto. Naruto has to jump up with his Rasengan. And somehow they tie.
Yes, and their arms are exploded.
And then, Sasuke's left arm is exploded and Naruto's right arm is exploded.
Yes, and then they just lay there like...
And essentially, it's a tie.
Yes, they just lay there exhausted after that.
It's
Somehow they land right next to each other.
So it's a tie, but then Sasuke goes, you win. I'm not a bad guy anymore.
And Naruto's like, okay.
And he goes, okay, cool. And then Sakura comes and heals them both.
Yeah.
And then they...
And Sasuke faces no repercussions for being one of the biggest criminals in the history of the world.
And then, one thing, Madara, when he trapped everybody, and like he brought the tree. So the tree of life. So he trapped everybody in the tree of life.
Yep.
So, and like, God's like, the only way to release it is Naruto and Sasuke have to make the rat sign. So after they fight and everything like that, and Sasuke's like, you know what? Being a bad guy loses your left arm, so I don't want to be a bad guy anymore.
Yeah.
And then they use the rat sign, and then everyone's released.
Yep.
And then that's it. And then Sasuke gets put in jail for like a year, and then just gets let free, and let to roam free after everything he's done.
Yes. And then
Naruto becomes Hokage.
like for some reason Kakashi is Hokage.
Oh yeah,
for a
Kakashi
minute,
becomes Hokage
for like a hot minute.
he was like for 10 years.
I know, but like Tsunade was still alive.
He was, but I mean,
Kakashi's Hokage, even though he lost the Sharingan, so he's
Yeah.
probably not that strong anymore.
No. So
And it ends on, crowning Naruto, the new Hokage,
yep,
which could have happened right after the pain arc.
yep.
And so Naruto is a god. Sasuke is a god who was evil and is just roaming the earth with no restrictions.
Yeah. Oh, and Hinata ends up with Naruto.
Yep.
They end up making love and having 2 children.
Her enlarged breasts.
Yeah. Sasuke's like, I guess I'll settle for Sakura then. And Sakura's like, and so they have a kid. And
then he just leaves.
And then he just leaves, and he just shows up whenever he wants. And she's completely fine with it. And that's Naruto.
I hate to do this, but do we have to talk about the last and the Boruto movie?
No. No, we don't.
Here's what happens in the last. Hinata's breasts are increased in size yet
They
again.
are engorged to full capacity.
They're full power now. She makes a sweater. It gets ripped 5 times. Eventually, they fall in love. Remember that thing I said like a couple years ago about me loving you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I remember now.
I forgot about that. It's like, oh, okay.
I guess I love you too.
All right, that's what happens in that movie.
Yep.
But, Naruto, just cuts the moon in half at some point.
Yeah.
But who cares?
And then in Boruto, Naruto has a son.
Naruto's a deadbeat dad.
Yeah. So Naruto has a son, calls him Boruto,
Please.
because why not? Also, he's the worst Hokage of all time.
He's the worst Hokage and the worst father. Yeah. Second only to Sasuke.
So you remember how we said that the villages live off of military, support? Well, there's world peace.
Yeah, so problem.
So, there's no really use for military. So you can see where there's a little bit of dilemma.
Yeah. But Naruto, not a good Hokage, because being a Hokage is essentially being a politician. Not really his strong suit.
But somehow, Naruto is the busiest Hokage to ever live.
Yes.
And he lives in the easiest time.
Yep.
When there's world peace.
It's all paperwork.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is his strong suit.
There's never been, a hint that Hokages have this much paperwork. But Naruto's just got these giant pieces of paper.
The papers are literally giant. They're like 3 feet by 2 feet.
Yeah. And he's got all this work he has to do all the time, so he's never home.
He does not spend time with his wife or son. Ever.
So his son hates him.
Justifiably, honestly.
So he calls him a deadbeat dad. He's an old loser and whatnot. But then Sasuke shows up, and he's like, oh, Sasuke's so cool.
Yeah, also a deadbeat dad.
I wish he was my dad.
No, you don't.
And then they beat another god.
Then some extremely powerful being comes.
Some moon man comes.
But Naruto and Sasuke are gods, and they defeat them easily.
Also, there's people that live on the moon.
Yeah, that too.
And but yeah, and that's it.
Boruto fights a bear.
Yeah, he does,
and loses, I think.
Yeah, and he calls it a panda.
Yep.
And it's clearly not.
Okay.
All right, and that's the whole Naruto series.
What time is it?
It's 3:09. We've been recording for a few hours.